Hello, my beautiful African people. Today we are looking at Haiti, the first independent nation in Caribbean or Latin America. And we're going to look at the crisis, the ongoing crisis in that country. And we're going to talk about the Kenyan involvement, because the Kenyan are about to send the police to Haiti. And we're going to look at what is causing this crisis. Because I believe that what is causing this crisis is the mining boom that is about to happen in that country. You remember that Haiti recently discovered oil in Haiti, and Haiti have gold as well. But don't forget that the poorest country in Latin America and one of the poorest country in the world. And when you look at the population, which is just 10 million or a little above 10 million, and with these natural resources, you wonder why are they the poorest? Because the oil they discovered there, they said, according to the report, that the deposit, the amount of oil there surpasses that of Venezuela. You know that Venezuela is one of the top major oil producer in the world. And they say the one they discovered in Haiti, this small island, is more than that of Venezuela. And anytime you see this kind of crisis, be it in Congo, in Africa, or in Haiti, this kind of crisis has something to do with the struggle for the natural resources of the indigenous people of that place. And that's what we see. And that's what we are seeing in Haiti. And you see it in the news as well, as you watch this news and about the crisis in Haiti, and I'll come back to continue.
Begin today's show in Haiti, where fighting continues between police and armed groups calling for the resignation of the unelected Prime Minister Ariel Henry. Over the weekend, police and palace guards worked to retake some streets in the capital, Port-au-Prince, after armed gangs launched large-scale attacks on at least 3 police stations. Haiti's been under a state of emergency for the past week, with tens of thousands displaced amidst the fighting. UN officials are warning Haiti's health system is nearing collapse due to shortages of staff, equipment, and other resources to treat a growing number of wounded patients. Meanwhile, the U.S. military said Sunday it conducted an overnight mission to airlift non-essential U.S. staff out of Haiti and to boost security at the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince. Caribbean leaders issued a...
Yeah, the Haitian president has promised to resign, or have just resigned. His name is Ariel Henry. And when I hear that the U.S. backed him, that's when I started, and they said he's resigning because the gang leaders that have trying to take over the country have given him ultimatum to resign, or something terrible is good. They're going to unleash terrible stuff in that country. And that's why the man resigned, or is about to resign. But anytime you see that these former colonial masters or the West is backing any person or any individual, any leader in Africa, or any especially black ones, that leader has been compromised. It's like in America, the Democrats, if you see any black person talking about how good the Democrats are, that person is not he doesn't care about his black community. All they want, he just care. They put him there just to care about the Democrat, not to care about his own people. The same thing in Republican as well. When you see any black person or championing the Republican Party, you know that he's not there to get any tangible for his own people. He's there for his own benefit and the benefit of the party. The party put him there for that. He cannot go against that. Anytime they go against this, what they told him to do, they will discharge them immediately. That's what we see in Africa. Anytime you see that any African leader that the West is talking good about, you know that person doesn't care much about his people. He's compromised somehow, serving his masters, and that's I believe that's what is happening in Haiti. And when people look at Haiti, 10 million people, and you look at the statistics that they are the poorest in the Latin America and the Caribbean. This is just 10 million people. And the natural resources, you know, because when you look at those natural resources in that country, you know that country is supposed to be among the richest in the world. Look at the amount of oil and natural gas that they found in Haiti. But anytime you hear any news about Haiti, it's all about either earthquake or crisis or hunger. But I believe that this current crisis in Haiti is a kind of a means to get the locals there displaced, so that those foreign companies can go in there and start mining those natural resources. And you know, when they start mining it, they don't care about the environment. Most of the time, the environment is treated like shit because they don't live there. And the people, the owners of this stuff, end up with nothing. That's what we see, because I used to argue with my friend about these colonial masters, the French and the English, or the British colonial masters. We used to argue which one is best, is worse. Not the best, you know. We don't have to use any best for colonial masters. Everything supposed to talk about they did, it was wrong and evil in most cases. So, but we always argue. I always argue with my friend about because my friend came from Anglophone, you know, the Francophone. Sorry, from where the French colonized their country in Africa. And we always argue. I always tell him, no, the British, the worst. He said, no, it's the French. And he gave me some examples. You know, he said to me, look at Haiti, you know, and look at most of Africans that are the poorest are the French, former French colonies, and that's what's happened when you look at Haiti as well. And you wonder why these French colonial masters, you know, you colonize a country, and because when you look at most of the French colonies are poor, they are not doing well, like when you compare them to British colonies, former British colonies. They are poorer, and when you look at why is French so proud that most of the people they colonize can't make it, especially the black ones or the Africans. This is not something they should be proud of, because I think if they're proud of this evil, because how can you colonize a country and you make that country to the extent that this country becomes very poor, which means that you went there and ransacked everywhere. You didn't help them in any means at all. You treated them like the worst of the worst. That's what's happened, because look at Haiti. They speak French, but I think The first thing they should do in Haiti is to change that language and take out the French from their language, because this language is not good. Why should you be speaking the language of people that treated you bad? It's the worst. I'm not giving excuses to all the colonial masters, be it British colonial masters or the Germans or any other colonial masters. But there is a case that they're making that the French colonial masters are the worst. And don't forget that the Haiti economy is just nothing. People are suffering there every day. And now the crisis now is, the gang, they said the gang have taken over the country. But this is this stuff we see there. There's external forces involved. This is not just happening. This is fighting for the mineral resources over there, and these external forces, they are bent in making sure that there will be instability there, and maybe some of them might leave their land and left, run away, so that they will come back there and maybe pretend that they want to bring peace. And before you know it, through the back door, they start bringing their companies to drill all this oil, because they need it. Those big forces, they need this oil, and they need gold as well, because they said that they discovered the amount of gold deposit they discovered in Haiti is more than $20 billion. This is a lot. And they're gonna come in there to take all this gold. Even now there's crisis there, maybe they started taking it, because when there's crisis, you don't know what's going on, because this kind of crisis of gangs and instability, you can't have gangs if you don't have gun. Gangs will disappear, because they always operate with guns. And the only way to fight this, to stop the gang, is to stop giving them arms, or cut out the means where they get arms, because once they don't have arms, they can't threaten anyone with the bare hand. But most of the crisis in the world is gone, and some people are making gun as they are, manufacturing gun, and they're sending it to this crisis. Because if there's no crisis, they won't sell any gun. You know what I mean? Let me come back to the Kenyan authorities or the police that they want to go over there, and I believe that the Kenyans, the government there doesn't have the finance even to send their police there. There must be an external forces, trying to sponsor them. Maybe they are thinking, look, if they see somebody like resemble them, because the Haitians are black people, and the Kenyan police are black as well. If they see someone there that resemble them, they might listen to them. They want to use the black people to go and try, these people that resemble them, to go and try to stop this crisis, or even make sure that things keep getting worse for these people. But the problem of Kenyans sending their police there is that in terms of gang violence, when you look at gang violence in other Latin America, it's not something you can come from Kenya and solve. Look at Mexico, the gangs there, brutal gangs. So if you're going over there as a Kenyan police, the government is sending you, make sure that you write your will as well, because gang violence is different from other armed conflict. Because these gangs, they are not joking. Most of the time, they take blood oath, which means if one of them die, they will revenge. It's all about revenge. That's what gangs does. And anyone that is sending you there, even Kenyans, I don't think they speak French. There will be language barrier, so they can fish you out easily. Those Haitians can fish you out easily there and deal with those gang members. So I don't think it's going to help for the Kenyans to send their police. Even now, they say they are posted there because of the president that just resigned. And they wanted to send their police there, but they're posted now. I hope they should think careful before they send their police there to other countries, Because if they send it, this is the first time sending police from Africa to out of Africa for maybe they say it's peacekeeping. But we don't know whether it's peacekeeping or not because we don't trust these big powers that they don't want the black people to rise or have anything in their pocket or have a good life. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video and comment, tell us your opinion. Peace.